No, never give up, never surrender.
Hello again, everybody. You return with Gun Bunny, G.u.n.n, Bunny!
This portal leads to a special place where you can learn to fly. I remember when I was a young dragon, earning my wings.
Learn to fly. Got it.
Alright, well, that's where that one is in this level. I'm sorry, guys. It took me a little bit to come back to this one, and this will be a super short episode today, which is why I'm releasing it so quickly after another video. It's just a little taste teaser while we get back in the game. I needed a little bit of coaxing to come back. I'm gonna be honest. I watched some other people talk about the gliding. So, I'm not a rage quitter. I can become defeated pretty easily when I'm outskilled, but I'm not someone who quits because I'm angry. And all the gliding in the last episode, I couldn't stand it. I was so frustrated, and I certainly have an expectation with a game that I was playing when I was very young to not be so hard. So I went to the internet and went, maybe it's me. Maybe because I never played this one, the glide is a little different, it's a little less friendly, I'm not doing it right. And the answer is I'm not doing it right, but I'm not doing it right because the redevelopers of this game made a mistake. And that's the word we're going to use when really I want to use that they F-university'd up this game, you monsters. So I watched somebody show me that you trot, you don't add any speed, and you glide. That's literally it. Trot and jump it. Horrible. Why? Now, I know a little bit that this is an issue. Oh, we hit this guy.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
All dragons found. I know this is an issue in remastering games because a long while back when they redid the Crash Bandicoot series, people were really complaining about the Turtle Bridge. I never replayed it since they remastered it. Well, I replayed a little bit of Crash Bandicoot Warped, but I didn't own it, so I have yet to touch that one. I'd like to get it and do it on the channel. I have fond memories of Crash Bandicoot, and I played a lot of Crash Bandicoot Warped. So, I'd like to do it at some point. But they apparently made the Turtle Bridge harder, and people were complaining that they couldn't complete the Turtle Bridge. See, I never made this jump. I tried to hit this. Oh boy, did I ever try. I edited it down here, but I must have tried 15, 20 good times to make it, and I just couldn't. I'm recording everything in post today because all of this was played in silence. I didn't know if I could do it, guys, and I didn't want to record talk along while I moped into the microphone. I mean, I don't want to watch that. You don't want to watch that. If you guys want to watch me mope into the microphone, we can pick way harder games that I promise it'll be a lot less frustration and way more genuine, like, I can't do this, I'm dumb. That's why we're talking over this today, is that I don't have a lot to add in the sense of play-by-play. I can talk about this, no problem. The Crash Bandicoot Turtle Bridge caused a lot of people to talk about how to do it properly, what had been changed, that the speed in which you bounced across the turtles was different, as far as I can remember. And I don't ever think it was actually corrected. So here's my complaint about remastering games. If you're going to remaster a game with the attitude of it being a cash grab, because don't lie to me and say it's anything else, you have to acknowledge gameplay is a factor. People did not invent these games, and I'm using that as the best way to describe the first iteration. They play tested, they acknowledged, and it would be good to think that the people who went ahead with it acknowledged it too. So shame on you guys for just ignoring that. This makes this unusually hard, especially a game that was literally geared towards people who are roughly about 8 years old. Thanks so much. I can't do it. I play reflexive games quite a bit, especially platformers. So, you know, screw you. I'm going to try to find the gentleman who helped me understand. See, I made it. Took forever. I'm going to try to find the gentleman who helped me understand how to do at least this well at the gliding. And he talked about how it frustrated him so much and it made him want to quit. You know, and I have to think, given that he 100% completed this game, he must be better at it than me. So even though I hate Cowboy Town, Pioneer whatever, we got all the dragons. And we got all the coins. So, you're going to go back in. And there's a dragon here. I'm going to try to get him. And I sure try. I don't know. I sped things up. So if things start to suddenly go woo really quickly, it's just because I accelerated things as we went. I'd love to know in the comments if anybody else can name games that got remastered in a sort of breaking a mechanic kind of way. I know Duke Nukem was a big one. I like Duke Nukem. I didn't personally feel that the operation was the failing, but the loading screens were interesting. I played it on Xbox, so there was a little bit of room of, ooh, I wonder if it's the Xbox. And then it was completely brought to you by, no, I think it sucks all over, but there were some screens that were 18, 19 minutes of just blackness waiting, and that was a cash grab if there ever was one. It was even stranger that they didn't just go back to the drawing board, re-release a special edition, and re-update things for people to keep it fresh and alive. I always thought there was room to expand in Duke Nukem World, and they just didn't want to do it. All of that tells me is that you don't care about the property, you care about squeezing out some nostalgia money. My generation is all about nostalgia, but as much as they desperately want to try to make the argument that we don't care how good it is, we'll buy it anyways, not true. See, I give up. I try to get the dragon, and I give up. I don't know if we'll give up forever, but as you can see, push over. I give up there. Not sure. Oh, we have another level in here that I was looking for it last time as I hopped around trying to figure out where this level was. I'm like, I know there was a level where I was underground. I turned down a lane and I was underground, and because I had allowed myself to become so frustrated, honestly couldn't find it. Until I was moseying around behind the balloonist here, mostly just messing around, and I wandered into it. I was like, oh, hey, I knew I did see a level, because I come around here and I'm just looking for stuff, and I fall into this level. The ice cavern, right? Yup. This is a higgledy-piggledy one if there ever was one. And I didn't mean for it to be. It just happened that way. I like this loading screen, though. This one is pretty. I like it's the night sky. But I think they're long. You know, we get the Aurora Borealis. Often I'm cutting them down or shortening them because they can be so long. And there's no excuse for that. My rig is extreme. Nothing here should be having any trouble with me. I'm trying to think of other IPs that I wanted to see it come back in a very different light. I never played the new Conker's Bad Fur Day, but I understand that whoever made it basically never played the first one. And that's another one that I'm like, why does that not just get retooled? I don't even know if you have to retool it. You could almost make it just as junky as it was back then, and people would be like, oh, I love this violent, lewd rude game, but I miss being the cavemen and the dinosaurs, and I'd like to see that in a new light. Uric.
Word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big. Word of caution, little one. Like me. Wait until you grow those big. Large enemies. Like me. Before charging those large enemies.
Shark bait brouhaha. The Ring of Fire. You must pass the Ring of Fire. Completely doable. I was convinced there must be a key or something, but I don't know if it's jump down point. It's too scary for me to try. Still no key. Now I'm a little bit on alert for the bonus keys. Got him. Hop, hop, hop. Hop, 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 hop. And the bats are kind of weird to reboot Sparks. I mean, not bad, but a little strange. Kind of because they both hover and look like they're going to attack you.
Spyro,
See?
some big Gnorcs up
In my
ahead are
face.
wearing armor. And in the ice cave, armor
Hodor.
make their feet very slippery.
Hold the door.
Spyro, some big Gnorcs up ahead are wearing armor. And in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
I don't understand how that works. I don't. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I wear armor unless you're putting the armor on your feet, which maybe they are. I mean, we're gonna see sooner rather than later. But I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was weird to me in the moment. I was like, it makes their feet slippery that they're wearing armor. Are they wearing? Oh, they are wearing it on their feet. I still try to blame them out of reflex, but they are wearing it on their feet. Alright, I stand... I don't know if it's corrected. Clarified. I stand forcibly clarified as we take on this guy. The fire is much further in the first one than the second. I keep getting too close, trying to breathe fire on somebody because I'm used to it just being a shorter stream.
Thank you for releasing me.
At least as far as I remember. That also could be an update between systems, but I haven't heard anything, so I don't know. All the dragons.
Thank you for releasing me.
That's it. Short and sweet. Peace, thanks. Up top, no prob. I still like the galloping noises. I still think it's cute. And I admit, after this little muscling along, and it felt a little bit like that, but when we do the flight level shortly, I'm back in. I'm ready. More play, more do, and I promise you guys there will be more on the channel. We're not quitting. I just sometimes have to take little sabbaticals of rage and grumpy oldness to make me come back and keep going. I'm not 10, guys. Things make me mad. Another one that would be interesting to know if they really changed it was Medieval, but I think that's a PlayStation 3 exclusive, or PlayStation 4, PlayStation 75, or whatever Lexmark printer number they're on. Whoop! Down to my death. Missed that. Whatever iteration of Lexmark printer we're on now. Exclusive, which I hate PlayStation's obsession. Fine, be an exclusive. No problem. Honestly, no problem. But in 7, 8 years down the road, could we maybe please release it in some other way? Really good games have died because they're PlayStation singles.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
Bloodborne should long since have been available on the computer. It might be by now, but any interest in it struggled forever. I owned Mass Effect 1 and 2 forever because they wouldn't put 3 on. That's not PlayStation though. It's just an example. But there's such a who cares? This is dead IPs. You buy it, you don't use it, and then by the time it comes up, there's either no reason to make it because you're so non-confident that anyone will remember it or experience it, or whoever is holding it is so convinced that someday they're going to re-release it and it's going to make them a mint that they won't let anything happen, and it just goes away. I can name a million games from both like my youth or my experience of other people playing that would be great in a kind of a carnival confetti pack, you know, 10 of them, they're not very long. Can't believe the Gex series is still sitting there. They made a lot of those games and it just never came up. Really shocked. I like these little pillars with the spinning crystals though. These are cute. They're also a little bit nerve-wracking, which is exactly what you want them to be. You're convinced you're going to shoot yourself off the edge. No snowballs. No. Leave me. Leave me be.
Spyro.
I'm
Some dragons
cute
thought you weren't ready,
and looking
but
for
I knew they
money,
were
which
wrong.
makes sense as a tiny
I'm
little
ready,
dragon.
all right.
I'm
Ready
cute
for what?
and looking for coinage. Well, gemmage. Gemmerinos. See? I am Batman. That man's fine. I just threw him off a ledge. I didn't kill him. Killing would be wrong. He slipped. For all you know, he's still falling. Except there's no sound.
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
What does that
I'm ready,
matter?
all right.
If you're all encased in
ready for
crystal,
what?
I either am or I am not. You know, beggars can't be choosers. You've all been turned to crystal. You're maybe not at your fighting weight right now. Yeah. And, you know, we're just cleaning house here. So, again, sped everything up. I wish I moved this fast. Like, woohoo! Running wild, running free. But I'm catching you guys up. Next one will be back to mostly regularly scheduled programming. Excluding the flying levels, I promise I'm never gonna play those where I narrate as I play. They're just too hard. I need all of my brain cells to hold hands and focus. So like right now, killed cactus. Aha. All of my brain cells need to hold hands for these flying levels. I have to focus, and I already fail enough. Although, once again, it went really well, so I didn't have to cut a bunch of deaths out. All the deaths you see are all the deaths I had. Of course, at a expedited. I also felt this one was much more intuitive. I didn't look this one up at all. It was pretty clear. It was like, okay, all the rings, then we got to do all the chests. And this chest, this upper grind, that was so rough. If you can make that one, you're good for the chests, and you're pretty much golden for the run. But I just, because this one's not half as bad. You don't have to leverage so hard. And then, of course, I clip the water, and that's my first fail. Irritation. It's really sensitive, and then you just graze the water, and you're out of it. Tried, you died. So sorry. Goodbye. And yeah, now we're gonna watch me struggle with this chest. So we go up, and we're gonna miss it. But no point. Keep going. I know these chests. I got one good go. One try. There's no, well, I mean, at least in this one, there is no room for error. Kind of remember in the second one there's more room for error, but that might be me. Maybe save it. Maybe. Gonna try. Probably not, though. Too close. Oh, missed it, and it's over. Missing two. Too many. Probably one too many. Probably would run out of time. As I got closer to completing it, I realized that this one's a little eeksome. This one's a little close. A little close. Oh, nope, missed it. Never give up. Never surrender. Look around you. Can you try to construct some sort of rudimentary lathe? As I was saying, PlayStation exclusives. I always think that Bloodborne, it got left behind. There were, I was happy to see them remake Medieval. I was really sad that it's a PlayStation only thing, so it's not happening to me. And there's a 500,000 that, there's 500,000 that just, they're never going to survive, and PlayStation is not going to let them go. Including the fact that PlayStation 1 out-owned anybody in games, and lots of games I don't remember the names of because they just licensed them from other countries. I would like to see. I wouldn't even know what they're called. They happened in the early 90s. It's not a good time for my brain to remember the name of anything. And I'm positive that PlayStation just sits on them. I'm proud of Nintendo, who is usually the worst for that kind of thing, to at least hark back to old stuff and provide it. Nice to see the original Yoshi story. Kind of melt my brain with it in the off screen. I bought the new one too, but it doesn't contain the charm. Clip the water. It's not the same charm. It's not the same. The baby Yoshis are gonna die, even though they're not babies, but they are to you. They are to you. And when we were kids, we used to play. You'd like hark out colors so that when somebody lost, you're like, well, I'm the pink one, so I go next. It's back to that camaraderie of playing games. You bought one game, your friends came over, and everyone played it. There was very little, oh yes, I own that game too. Just wasn't the way. You bought a game with the intent that people were going to join you. See, that one was smooth. That was a sweet ride. I feel like this is the one where I get really angrily close. Yeah, I'm running low on time, and I didn't know for sure if it was the lanterns. So, I don't know where this lantern pattern goes, so I'm looking for them. And I swivel just too far off to the side. Lantern, lantern. I'm half looking for them. It's much better when I know where they are. And I'm 6 out of 8. And I'm swearing, I'm sure, at the top of my lungs. Because I'm so close. And I just want it to be over. Ah! But now I know where the lanterns are. It's a big step. You're not going to lose the time weaving out into traffic looking for them. Oh, there's an arrow that tells me I'm going the wrong way. Everybody see the little fairy lady holding an arrow? Tell me, give it up, you loser. You went the wrong way. Feel free in the comments to tell me whether you like these or hate these. Every person who has sat next to me or talked to me about me playing the Spyro games has said, God, I hate the flying levels. So, oh no, I get the feel that these are not remembered fondly. These are remembered as a matter of fact, not a nostalgic warm hug. But see what I mean about it being really tight on time? Like, you don't have a lot of room to be going for it. Getting better because I know where stuff is, so I'm prepping as I turn. I know I'm going for these lanterns. At least this time I know where most of them are. Still a little, see, I'm still a little lost. And I'm making those kinds of dumb mistakes. This guy, this one, up here, and then here's where I lose my mind. Ah, no, I could touch it. And I bet I could have breathed fire at it. Gotta teach myself to just risk it. I'm not gonna fall by breathing fire. But I think you're so focused, and I'm clutching the controller. Almost lost there. Almost got lost. Which is part of it. I know it sounds unbelievable, guys, but I get lost really easily. And I'm gonna turn the wrong left and go the wrong way in a game. which doesn't make any sense because in the real world, I have an excellent sense of direction. Not so much north, south, east, west, but I know where I've been and kind of the direction I'm going comfortably. And the minute it starts binging, it freaks you out. You're like, no, no, come on, come on. Didn't listen to the other side though, so you know I'm doing better. All I can hear is the binging. See, fairy lady. We're gonna make it this time. And we got it! Yeah! See? Like, I hit retry and then I freak out and I'm like, why would I want to retry this? And I immediately close it. Yep. No, no, why would you want to retry? You're done, you're free, you get to go home. Complete with gemmets. And then we land, kill the guy, and we do some celebration rolling. Because we did it. We did it. Woohoo. We're rolling. Oh, I was just spam the button and I fall in the water. Now, here's where my recording software kind of failed me. I hopped over to the balloonist and it unlocked this other place. And I'm very sorry that it didn't maintain the recording. So I skipped the world of the druids and went and checked out the kind of swamp, which is where we'll start the next episode, I promise. I also lost one dragon because of the recording error. So I'm going to try and see if I can go find that dragon and at least like put him in from someone else's recording. So I will leave everybody there. Once again, thank you so much for playing with Gun Money, G.u.n.n, Bunny! And we are going to continue our Spyro adventure. I promise I will not be defeated by poor game design. Goodbye, everybody.